All right, so we're gonna speak today. We're gonna talk. A lot of times when I bring up these topics, these conversations, um, and I speak about certain things, there are things that I have to remind myself. There are often things I have to remind myself of as well, right? Things that keep me on, my best path, and I just share them, because they're extremely valuable to me, to anyone who implement, these things. So. Um, and this is a chapter in the book I wrote as well. The best way to your best self. And that is identifying with a certain version of yourself and identifying with certain goals. So, many of us, we have a goal. We want to achieve certain things, right? But there's something just doesn't really click. And again, these are things that I've experienced, and certain switches internally, right, reflect in the outer world. So, we wanna see certain types of results in whatever it is, not just fitness, but in life in general, right? We want to see certain things, and something is just not clicking. We're doing all the right things, but something it just isn't clicking, right? And one of the major reasons why this would happen to us is because we don't fully identify with a certain version of ourselves or with our goals, right? We might put in the work to do this, we might do all the right things, take all the right steps, but we might not see ourselves as, just this is a fitness channel mainly. So I'm going to use fitness as, a model here as an example. I want to get extremely strong, extremely fit. I'm going to gym consistently. I'm taking rest when I'm supposed to rest. I'm eating smart, right? But I don't see it in my mind as, I don't see myself as that version, right? I'm not identifying with the version of myself that's extremely fit and that has all the, abilities and characteristics that I wish to bring about in this world, right? In myself. So not identifying with that version of yourself, not identifying with your goals, right? It could be a drastic, blockage in the road, right? It could be an extremely difficult hurdle, a very simple hurdle to overcome. But if we're not aware, right? If we're not aware of certain things, the hurdle is there and we're trying to move something and we're not seeing any result, we're not seeing what we want to see. So this video is just to remind you or inform you, when you're going forward with a goal, when you have something in mind, when you have something that you're working towards, it's extremely important that you identify, feel the energy, identify with, the characteristics, identify with that person, with that goal. Again, using the fitness example, if I want to get extremely fit, in my mind I have to see myself that way. In my body I have to feel that way. I have to identify wholly with that reality, because if I'm not, it's like I'm just doing something and the intention for the result isn't there, right? It's almost like we're doing something and it's empty, because again, we're not, just like how I said, I put the video out, when you want to build the muscle, right, the size, you have to focus on the muscle itself. Therefore the intention transfers to the muscle, right? The intention transfers to you building the size of the muscle, and just having the mind to muscle connection, it doesn't really matter the weight. Having the mind to muscle connection and feeling the contractions and things like that, having that connection there grows the size of the muscle. So it's the same kind of thing when we're talking about identifying. When we're working towards a certain thing, having that connection to the result, right? Visualizing it, feeling it within our body, working with the intention to bring that out of ourselves, is only going to do us great things. A lot of us, like I said, have that hurdle, have that blockage, and we're not sure what it is. And this is very likely what it is. Many of us, we work really hard, but we don't identify with that goal, right? We don't identify with that version of ourselves that we want to bring into the reality. And again, these are things that when I speak about certain things, it's something that I have to remind myself of as well, right? So, things that help me on the journey. So there you have it. Identify with the goal, with your higher self, whatever self that is that you want to bring about in the reality. Identify with it, and that's gonna give your work more meaning, and you're gonna see much more result, right? Try it out.